All right, let's dive into something pretty wild today. It's a theory that connects the skeletal structure of Japanese people with, of all things, the Munchkin cat. Yeah, you heard that right. It's a fascinating idea from a very, very unlikely source. And it all kicks off with one really startling observation.
And boom, there it is. The whole idea, right up front. A hunter and a flamenco guitarist looks at the famously short-legged Munchkin cat and sees a deep, physical connection to Japanese people. It sounds absolutely bizarre, I know, but trust me, the story of how he got here is even crazier.
So, who is this guy? Meet Hiroyuki Yamauchi. And his job titles, well, they couldn't be more different. He's a traditional hunter, and he's also a professional flamenco guitarist. But it's this exact kind of strange combination of skills that gave him this incredible sensitivity to how the body works, and led him to his big idea.
Okay, before we go any further, this word is absolutely crucial. Kasetsu. It's Japanese for hypothesis. Hiroyuki himself is really clear that this is a kasetsu. This isn't some peer-reviewed scientific paper, it's a personal thought experiment, something born from intense, direct physical experience. And honestly, that's what makes it so interesting.
So how in the world did he come up with this kasetsu? Well, Hiroyuki has basically turned his own body into a living, breathing laboratory. He's been able to compare two fundamentally different ways of being human, from the inside out.
So get this, for the last 15 years, he's been physically remodeling his own body. Inspired by flamenco dancers, he shifted his body's entire balance from what he calls the Japanese type to a hunter-gatherer type. He lives this way all the time, 24/7. But then, recently, after a run-in with a wild boar of all things, something incredible happened. He discovered he could temporarily, for just about 30 seconds, switch back to his original Japanese posture.
And this, right here, is the whole key to his theory. He doesn't just think about these two postures. He can physically live inside both of them. He can feel the difference in his bones, in his muscles, in his nervous system. This direct internal comparison, that's the foundation for this whole wild hypothesis.
Okay, so what is he actually feeling? What are these two different postures he's talking about? Let's break down the key differences he's observed from inside his own body.
You can see the contrast so clearly here. The hunter-gatherer type, the one he lives in now, has a forward center of gravity. See how the heels are a little lifted? It's like the body is spring-loaded, always ready for explosive action. But the traditional Japanese type is totally different. The center of gravity is to the rear, with the heels planted flat on the ground. It's a posture that's way better for pulling actions. We're talking about two completely different operating systems for a human body.
And when he switches back to that Japanese posture, even for just those few seconds, his reaction is, well, it's intense. He describes it as feeling an incredible amount of strain and pain. To him, it feels like a posture that's just loaded with chronic issues. And he says there's no way he could ever go back to living like that.
Okay, so we have two distinct human postures. One feels natural and powerful, the other feels strained and painful. Now, believe it or not, this is where the cats come in.
And this is the aha moment. This really illustrates his whole idea perfectly. Look at a regular cat walking around. Its heels, or hocks, are always lifted off the ground, right? It perfectly mirrors that forward-balanced hunter-gatherer posture. But then you look at the Munchkin cat, famous for its cute little Munchkin stand. And what do you see? Its heels are planted flat on the ground. It's an almost perfect feline copy of that rear-balanced Japanese posture. So, from his very unique physical perspective, he believes that for a cat, standing with its heels planted like that is just fundamentally unnatural. He thinks it must put this constant, low-level strain on the Munchkin spine and its whole system, the exact same kind of strain he feels when he adopts the human version of that posture.
So that leads to the really big question, right? If the postures are so similar, could the health problems that come from that posture also be similar? This is where his hypothesis starts to feel really important.
You know, you often hear that Munchkin cats might have shorter lifespans. Hiroyuki's kasetsu suggests that maybe the reason isn't some deep, complex genetic problem. What if the reason has been hiding in plain sight this whole time, in the mechanical stress of their signature and celebrated cute little posture?
So what are these shared problems he's talking about? Well, based on what he feels in his own body when he's in the Japanese posture, he speculates that Munchkins might be prone to a similar list of issues. Things like chronic back pain, maybe autonomic nervous system problems that could make them seem nervous or high-strung, and even really specific things like weakness on the left side of the body, respiratory trouble, or eye diseases.
And his point here really hits home. Our pets can't talk. They can't tell us what's wrong. And maybe, just maybe, a lot of the unknown causes of death or sickness in Munchkins are just the long-term result of this postural strain, a connection that we just haven't been looking for.
So let's just pull this all together. What's the actual logic behind this fascinating theory? And what is it really asking us to think about?
The logic really flows in 4 simple steps. 1. The traditional Japanese posture is this unique rear balance system. 2. The Munchin cat's famous little stand is basically a direct feline copy. 3. For a cat, this posture is unnatural and is probably causing chronic stress. Which leads to the powerful conclusion, step 4, maybe understanding human physiology could actually be a key to helping these cats live longer, healthier lives. And again, it is so important to remember this is a kasetsu. Its value isn't about whether it's a proven fact right now. Its power is as a thought experiment. It pushes us to look for connections between species, between posture and health, in ways we would just never think to consider otherwise.
And that's really the idea we want to leave you with, this one big, provocative question. Could the key to an animal's health be hidden right inside the tiny details of our own human bodies? It really makes you wonder, what else might we be missing right in front of our eyes?